everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you are preparing for the CELPIP test and wondering what the listening section looks like, you are at the right place. In this video, I will be showing you everything you need to know about this section, how it works, what each part looks like, and also I will be sharing one sample question with its response to give you a clear picture. The listening section checks your ability to understand spoken English in everyday situations. That means casual conversations, workplace communication, or following or taking instructions, and even opinions. So here you will listen to audio clips and you will be answering multiple choice questions based on what you hear. The listening section is made up of 6 parts in total and it takes about 47 to 55 minutes. Now, in this section, you will be hearing audio clip only once and you cannot go back and refer to the previous questions. So please make sure you stay focused as you go. Now let's discuss each task of listening section. Number 1 task is listening to problem solving. Here you will be hearing 2 people having a conversation about a problem or issue or might be taking a decision. Now, the questions under this section test your knowledge about understanding the real issue, the proposed solutions, and the final solution taken at the end. So please make sure you listen carefully and noting down all the important points in between. So let's see an example.
Hello? My internet has been very slow for the past 2 days, and sometimes it disconnects completely. Can you help me?
I'm sorry to hear that. Let me check your connection. It seems there might be an issue with your modem. Have you tried restarting it?
Yes, I turned it off and on, but the problem persists.
I see. There are a couple of things we can try. One option is to reset the modem to factory settings, but that will erase any custom settings you have. Another option is to send a technician to check your connection, though that might take a couple of days.
I work from home, so I really need the internet to be stable. What do you recommend?
If you need a quick fix, resetting the modem might help immediately. But if the problem keeps happening, a technician visit would be best.
Okay, I'll try resetting it first. If it doesn't work, I'll call back for a technician.
Now let's discuss task 2, which is listening to a daily conversation. Now this task features casual conversation between friends, family, or neighbors. You will be asked about the intent, tone, or what the speakers meant in the conversation. Let's understand that with an example.
Hey Jake, I wasn't expecting to see you here. Grabbing your usual coffee?
Yeah, I needed a caffeine boost. I was actually supposed to go hiking today, but I had to cancel.
Oh no, why? I thought you were looking forward to it.
I was, but my car wouldn't start this morning. I think there's something wrong with the battery.
That's frustrating. Did you try jump-starting it?
I did, but no luck. I called roadside assistance, and they said they'll send someone in a few hours.
A few hours? That's such a long wait. Do you have any plans while you wait?
Not really. I was just going to sit at home and watch TV.
That sounds boring. How about we do something fun? Since your hiking trip is canceled, why don't we go to the weekend market downtown?
That's a good idea. I haven't been there in ages. What time does it start?
It's already open. They have live music, food trucks, and some cool handmade crafts. It might help take your mind off the car issue.
That does sound fun. All right, let's do it. Maybe I'll even find something for my sister's birthday.
Good thinking. Oh, and I can drive us there.
You're the best. Let's finish our coffee and head out.
Task 3 is listening for information. Here you will be hearing a short speech or announcement, which can be in the form of a voicemail or some kind of instruction, or there is a radio ad. Now, in this task, the focus is on understanding the factual details. So let's understand that with an example.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today at the Hillside Community Center. We're excited to introduce our brand new Fitness for All program, designed for people of all ages and fitness levels. The program starts next Monday, February 19th, and will run for 6 weeks. Sessions will be held 3 times a week, on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, from 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. in the main hall. We have experienced trainers who will guide you through different types of workouts, including strength training, cardio, and yoga. The best part? The first 2 sessions are completely free. After that, the cost is just $40 for the full program, or you can choose to pay $10 per session if you prefer to drop in occasionally. For registration, you can sign up online at our website or visit the front desk before the first session. If you have any questions, feel free to ask after this announcement. We look forward to seeing you next week.
Task 4 is listening to a news item. Here you will be getting a short news report, and the questions will be based on the main idea, supporting details, and the possible outcomes of that news report. So let's see an example for that.
Good evening. In today's top story, the city of Greenridge has launched a new initiative to reduce plastic waste and promote sustainable practices. The Greenridge Plastic Free program, which begins on March 1st, will require all local businesses to phase out single-use plastic items such as bags, straws, and cutlery. According to Mayor Susan Thompson, this program is expected to reduce plastic waste in the city by 40% within the first year. Businesses will be encouraged to switch to biodegradable alternatives like paper straws and compostable food containers. To support this transition, the city government is offering financial incentives to small businesses that adopt eco-friendly packaging. Additionally, community workshops will be held to educate residents on reducing plastic use at home. While many residents support the initiative, some business owners have raised concerns about the higher cost of biodegradable products. The City Council will review the program's impact after 6 months and consider adjustments if necessary.
Task 5 is listening to a discussion. Now, in this task, you will hear a group of people discussing about something, usually in a work or project context. Now, the questions here might ask about who said what, or what the group agrees or disagrees on. Let's understand that with an example.
Thanks for joining me today. As you know, we need to finalize our remote work policy moving forward. The executive team wants our recommendations by next week.
Right, and I've been getting a lot of questions from my team about this. Most of them really want to keep working remotely, at least part-time.
Same here. But I've noticed some challenges with collaboration when everyone's remote. Sometimes it takes hours to get responses on urgent matters.
That's exactly why we need to find the right balance. What are your thoughts on a hybrid model?
I think that could work. Maybe require everyone to be in the office 2 or 3 days a week? That way, teams can schedule their important meetings and collaboration sessions on those days.
I like that idea, but we need to be specific about which days. If everyone picks different days to come in, we'll still have the same collaboration problems.
Good point. What if we designate Tuesdays and Thursdays as mandatory office days? That gives people 3 days of flexibility for remote work.
That could work, but what about teams that need to interact with clients in different time zones? Some of my people start really early or work late to accommodate international calls.
We could make exceptions for those cases. But I think having core days would help with team building too. I've noticed that newer employees especially struggle with feeling connected when everyone's remote.
That's true. We've hired quite a few people during the pandemic who've never really experienced our office culture.
What about space? If everyone comes in on the same days, do we have enough desks? We did downsize our office space last year.
Actually, I checked with facilities about that. We can accommodate about 70% of our workforce at once, which should work if we're only requiring 2 days per week.
We should also consider updating our meeting rooms with better video conferencing equipment. Even on office days, some people might need to connect with remote colleagues.
Good thinking. And we should probably set some guidelines about which meetings must be in person versus virtual.
Agreed. I'll draft a proposal with everything we've discussed. 2 mandatory office days, flexibility for special cases, and upgraded technology to support hybrid meetings. Anything else we should include?
Maybe something about performance expectations? We need to make it clear that remote work isn't a right but a privilege based on productivity.
Yes, and we should outline how we'll measure that productivity. Let's make sure managers have clear guidelines for evaluating remote workers.
Perfect. I'll include all of that in the draft and send it to you both for review before we submit it to the executive team.
Now let's discuss task 6, which is listening to a viewpoint. Here you will be hearing a longer monologue where a speaker will be sharing their opinion or perspective on a topic. The questions here are based on the intent, tone, and reasoning of the speaker. Let's understand this part with an example.
Public transportation is a topic that sparks a lot of debate. On one hand, many people believe that public transportation systems are essential for reducing traffic congestion, cutting down on pollution, and providing affordable travel options. Cities with well-developed transit systems can make it easier for people to get around without needing a car. This is especially important in large cities, where traffic jams can be a major issue. Public transportation also reduces the number of cars on the road, which helps to lower air pollution and reduce greenhouse gas emissions, making it a key part of addressing climate change. On the other hand, some people argue that public transportation has its downsides. While it can be affordable, it is not always convenient. Buses and trains can be overcrowded, especially during rush hour, and delays or breakdowns can disrupt people's schedules. In some cities, public transportation systems are outdated and unreliable, making them a less appealing option for daily commuting. Furthermore, some people feel that public transit is not as safe as driving, especially late at night or in certain areas. While public transportation has its benefits, it's clear that there are also some significant drawbacks to relying on it. Ultimately, whether public transportation is the best option depends on where you live and your personal needs. Some people rely on it every day, while others prefer the convenience of driving their own cars.
Number one is understand the format. Since you know that CELPIP listening section has total 6 parts, each part gets progressively little difficult. So please make sure that you are prepared for longer and complex recordings as you go. Number 2 is jot down keywords like names, numbers, places, or main ideas using abbreviations and symbols to save time. Number 3 is don't panic in case you miss a word or phrase. Just keep your focus on understanding and keep listening. Maybe the answer might come later. Number 4 is for some parts you need to detect the tone or the opinion of the speaker, whether it's positive, negative, or sarcastic. So please pay close attention to the intention, stress, and emotion of the speaker. Number 5 is there might be some tricky questions where you will be getting options which are a little bit confusing. So in those questions, make sure that you are choosing the options that best reflects the speaker's main point and not just what was said simply. Number 6 is engage yourself in listening to Canadian podcasts, news and conversations, and also try mock CELPIP tests to build familiarity. And number 7 is listen carefully for main ideas, specific details, tone, and transition words like however, in contrast, for example, which signal important changes. Now let's quickly discuss few mistakes one should watch for. First is do not rely on the first word or phrase you come across. It might be a trap to confuse you. Second is avoid guessing without listening to the entire audio. Often answers come at the end. And third is never assume. Listen for what's actually said and not what you expected to hear. In the listening section, you will receive a score between CLB 4 and CLB 10 plus. Now let's have a look at how these scores are measured. As shown in the chart, higher scores reflect better and stronger comprehension and also opens up more opportunities. So if you are aiming for permanent residency or maximizing your CRS points, aim for CLB 9 or above. And that was the complete look of CELPIP listening section as to what to expect on the real examination and how it works. I hope these sample questions gave you a clear picture of each and every task of the listening section. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more learning videos of CELPIP preparation. Also, if you have any questions, you can always comment them down below. I will be happy to help. Thank you for watching and best of luck for your CELPIP preparation. See you in